All right, how are you doing? We're hoping that all is pretty well with you, and wherever you're listening to us, you're pretty fine and keeping warm. Now, my name is Eugene Anangwe. The show you're listening to is One on One. The hashtag to participate if you're using Twitter is 101RW. And of course, this evening we are talking matters consumer protection, and our guest in the program is none other than Antoine Mukunzi. He is the director of testing laboratories at the Rwanda Standards Board. Welcome to One on One, sir.
Thank you, sir.
So very quickly, there's some news that took place or was announced a few weeks ago, if I may say, concerning the name changing of your institution. You used to be called Rwanda Bureau of Standards. And today, for people who missed out on that particular news of the name changing, are wondering what's the difference now? What comes in with this new name?
Thank you very much for this good question. Recently, the old Rwanda Bill of Standards changed the name to Rwanda Standard Board.
Yes.
But normally it is not only changing the name. Even this started when the government of Rwanda approved the quality policy. The quality policy was mainly to separate the non-regulatory part and the regulatory part. Where normal when we started in 2002, we used to combine the inspection part and the standard development, certification, testing, and metrology. And when you see the part of inspection to like a standard enforcement, and the government of Rwanda said that is not good to combine, because you cannot develop a standard and enforce them. So that's why they decided that let us separate two institutions, and then we have the Rwanda Standard Board, and now the law approving the new institution called the which will combine inspection, a special inspection of food product, medicine, environment, health. They are going to be in one institution, and then the Rwanda Standard Board is now with the standard development, certification, testing, and metrology. And when
standard development, certification, and metrology. Maybe
and
if you can break it down, like you're talking to a 2-year-old or someone who's just out there who doesn't really understand all these major terms you're talking about. How can you make them understand what all this means?
Normally when you see the mandate of Rwanda Standard Board now is about trade facilitation and then to protect public health. And then when we see when the new product is about to be put on the market,
yes, you do tests.
Before testing, we have first of all to have a standard. Standard is a kind of guideline paper with all requirement, because the standard shows what every product has to meet before it is put on the market. So and there are different categories of standard. There are national standard, regional standard, and international standard. And I think you have heard about ISO. It's an international standardization organization. It's an international body which set like international standard. But that will not prevent every country to put its own standard, because you may find that in Rwanda we are having our own specific product. Maybe you can give an example, banana beer or other product.
Or local cheese.
Like that. So we have to have our own standard. And even for international standard, you have to make sure that they are complying with our own situation in Rwanda. That's why we have to have our own local standard. And maybe to let maybe people know what we have now. We have now more than 1,000 Rwanda standard. And most of them, since we are in ES, in East Africa, we are trying to harmonize so that we can facilitate trade. Most of them are being harmonized since we joined the East Africa, and it's ongoing exercise. So once we have a standard, and then we go to, because most of the standard requirement, you will find that you cannot see with your eyes. You have to test.
Do the laboratory
test.
Yes, but then as you say all these things, there are some things that come to mind on certain decisions that your institution has been doing or making in the last few days. Recently, there was this announcement on this kombucha and karigazog. Maybe if you can explain further, because questions are arising as to why now. And what really is the issue with this drinks that were banned or ordered to be removed from the shelves for this moment?
Yeah, normally this part of our normal work of Rwanda Standard Board. We have to make sure that we are protecting the health of our people. So since this product was put on the market, even many people are asking that why now? But this, if you go and ask all of them, none is having the authorization permission.
But how long have they been in the market?
Maybe I'm not, but maybe since like last year, that's when we saw many of people selling this product.
So are we banning because we saw many people selling, or what was the issue?
Not that, because I think that maybe it was there since, but it was not known on the market. But since it was known on the market, even not Rwanda Standard Board, the Minister of Health told them to stop such a business, because this product, there's no research which was carried on this so-called yeast they are using. And when you see how they are operating, they are not regulated. The hygiene issue.
But they're saying they've been doing this for the last over 3 years for some of them, and then they claim none of their clients has ever reported of any health issue. Was there any crisis, or is there any crisis we are foreseeing that we had to make this decision?
Yeah, even that's why I said that none of them was operating legally, because if you go and ask all of them, none is having a Rwanda Standard Board permission or Ministry of Health permission. But what we did the last, I think, last 2 days, was like an emphasis of what we have told them. Because even since they started, even last year, we did a test in a laboratory. We told them, because many of them are saying that we are saying non-alcoholic drink. And when we tested, you found that it has more than 5% ethanol content, alcohol content.
This was last year when the test was done.
When the test was done.
Then why wasn't it banned last year?
And by that time, what we did, we told them stop doing such business. We even told them that let research be carried out. We even told them that if you see that there is a business into selling kombucha and garigazok, maybe go to, because this product was not originated from Rwanda, it came from somewhere. So we told them, go to the country of origin, get the research papers which were done on this product, also get the certification from the origin, and then bring those papers, we discuss, we see if it can be allowed on the market. But even with few research I did, I was reading some papers published in other countries. None has that. There is no research showing that this, what they are calling, can cure some disease or whatever. None is saying it can do what they are saying it can do.
However, Antoine, before you even continue, there's a feeling a feeling that probably your institution relaxed or laxed. There's a sense of laxity in implementing your decision, because if you're saying that these are the issues that you're benchmarking your decision to ban these products on, then maybe we may have lost very many people if there was anything to go wrong over these years that these products have been in the market. No,
that's what we even.
Do you own up? Do you own up to this laxity? Do you feel it is true that you'd relax?
Normally, that's even why we always use media, and maybe we use also our other government partners, because we cannot be everywhere.
It is not wrong to say we agree, we accept, we didn't act sooner. maybe we have acted too late when the product was already in the market. God forbid if there was anything wrong, indeed very, very wrong, that there was in these products, then we may have lost very many people then.
Yeah, normally
because this is not a product in the market that has just come in yesterday.
Yeah, we cannot say that it's laxity, because people have known that, and we have been we kept insisting on this, that this product is not allowed. Even it's like an ongoing process, because it's like other product. I can even use like let's say like this kanyanga. People have been saying it is very bad, you can have, but people are keeping selling them. So what's like everyone exercise to make sure that it's not sold. That's even when I was discussing to media yesterday, I was telling them that about the people who are buying this product. Yes. Because if they are aware, otherwise you cannot use this so-called physical mean and fight them. But if people are aware that this product are very dangerous, they will not buy. If they don't buy, these people are in this business, they will stop.
So are you trying to tell us here today in this live program that your institution is not fully able to implement whatever decisions you say in terms of this product is not supposed to be sold? Because you're telling me that people still continue to sell these things that you say are not correct or should be sold.
Normally, say that's not how we operate. We do cooperate with other government institutions like local reader. That's why we do even like this announcement. We have sent it to all the people who all partners, because as the Rwanda Standard Board we cannot be everywhere because of even some resources. If we want to be everywhere, we have more than maybe more than 1,000 staff, which is not possible for So but if we make awareness for our population, and we do even media like you assist us to make sure that is implemented, I'm sure that this product will no longer
so then who's in looking at these institutions you're calling for partnership, because you're saying rightly that you cannot be everywhere. Looking at all these institutions that you're saying need to help you in enforcing some of the decisions that you make, which institution then do you feel is probably failing you?
None. We cannot blame.
How can you say none and we're still seeing some of these products in the market?
Even if I'm to blame, I will blame those people who are buying them, because they are using their money to buy. Because that's why it's in this kind of enforcement. We need to educate more than using this maybe what I can call physical means. So because I know that even in all matter of standard, what we do using education. That's when even when you see when we started in 2002, 2003, you hardly go on the market, you get, and none of the product were certified. But when you see now in Rwanda Bill of Standard, we are having many people coming for certification of their product, because now they are aware that they have to get quality product. So I think education is better than using maybe fighting the people, because if you go even to other country like Europe or whatever, the issue of standard is like a culture. If you go even in a supermarket, if you want to buy like water or bread, you see they first check the ingredient, they check if it is not expired. So that's even the kind of strategy we are using. That's why you have a department for standard education. We do have trainings. We do train people, and with training, we think that.
So, do you usually check every particular product that gets into this country?
That's why maybe then we have, especially for import. Yes, we are having what we call the inspection at the country of origin. We no longer do inspection at on site when they arrive in Majelwa or anywhere at the point of entry. We make sure that most of products are inspected from the country of origin. We did that because it was when you say some of analysis we do in labs, like if I give an example like cement for construction, there are some tests which can take 28 days. So if you see like 28 days for an importer who is having his product waiting to go.
So in a nutshell, you don't test here.
We make sure that they are tested before they are
by
loaded.
Who? By who?
We have now signed a contract with SGS called Société Générale de Surveillance. We have a contract, have an agreement, what they have to check. We have given them our standard, and they make sure that whatever to be loaded to come to Rwanda is checked at the point of origin. That was done so that we can at least facilitate trade, because normally, especially for testing, science is science. There's something you cannot change. If the test is 28 days, you cannot make it shorter, and it cannot be 7 days. That's
but are they doing the appropriate job with your oversight? Because there are those who still feel we have a lot of counterfeit products in the country. There are people who are saying we have counterfeit phones, we have counterfeit skin lotions, which may cause some health risks to them.
Maybe
we still have them in this market.
Maybe we have to make a difference between two things, counterfeit and substandard. Because something may be counterfeit and meet the standard. Because the counterfeit is like you are imitating.
Do you encourage this?
No, we don't encourage, but as far as standards are concerned, because the counterfeit are dealt by the Ministry of Trade and the Rwanda Development Board, and how we encourage all business people, what we encourage them to do is to register their properties, because there's what we call intellectual property. It's if you have if you have made the water under your name, we have to make it register so that it is not imitated by others. So that's why I say that they are counterfeit meeting a standard, and even though it is not good to counterfeit, it's like imitating other people, but other people knowledge or their discoveries, because even when you discover anything, you have to make it register so that it's not copied by others. But for apart from counterfeit, there are counterfeit which are substandard, that which kind of product we are fighting. And
so how are you dealing with this? Because there was an announcement that was made some time back on the issue of counterfeit phones in the East African country. You've talked about integration happening, and there was an expectation that even in Rwanda there would be such kind of an announcement where there would be a ban of such counterfeit phones, which most people are saying pose a health risk. You can be holding a phone that is not standard, it is substandard, and then it just explodes on you or causes a health risk.
That's even why we contracted the SGS, Société Générale de Surveillance, because in Rwanda we are not we are not making phones. They are being imported to Rwanda. So now even phones are on the list being checked by SGS, Société Générale de Surveillance. So
far, what have they discovered?
So far, I think I can assure that of recent, since we have signed a contract with them, there are no counterfeit phones.
Zero in Rwanda.
If you say zero does not. In science, we don't say zero. There are minimum, but
so what's the minimum?
If you can, that's maybe we can maybe say that. Less than 1%.
Less than 1%.
Yeah, because when you say counterfeit or maybe phones which are not good, even there are issue of prices, because they're what we call fit for the purpose. That's even what we call quality. Because you may go on the market and if you have you buy a phone of maybe 10,000, another one buy a phone of 100,000. That's about pricing, because you may find that something is about maybe to work for maybe 10 years, 5 years, another one is for 50 years, depending on the money or the cost, how much you are buying it. But about counterfeit and whatever, SGS is working on it, and I hope that with the contract you have with them, they will be reduced to the lower level.
All right. So let's move the discussion forward by changing, switching gears a bit, and looking at the issue of assurance to that person listening to you today that they are safe. that there's no day that they will consume a product that will have any impact on them, because they know there's a big brother who's watching, there's a big brother who's checking that the quality standards are being met of the products that they have. What kind of assurance, what can you tell the audience that can encourage them and make them be assured that indeed they are safe?
Normally, that's even I can respond to that, even so telling how Rwanda Bill of Standard have been growing since the last 10 years. Where when we started, we have around even not more than one lab for testing.
So today you have how many?
Now we are having around 10 laboratories.
10 laboratories.
We can test most of food product. We have lab for construction, where we do test like steel bars. We do test cement. We do test bricks.
So you have 10 labs. How about staff?
Yeah, even the staff, they are quite, even though you cannot say that they are sufficient, we keep recruiting. That's even why the Rwanda Bill of Standard was structured to be able to accommodate even more staff. Because even when you see the structure, our structure has increased a bit so that we can accommodate, we can have more staff and maybe serve
the purpose of your institution.
Yeah.
Maybe before you even continue on that, there's been a feeling of you probably don't apply the same rules for local producers and those who are international people who are bringing in some of their products. Some people felt that there is not a balance of scale in this case, whereby you see local products, or those who are producing local products like the cheese, the local cheese, versus, let's say, another international company that is bringing some drinks here in Rwanda, which don't even have the ingredients because of their policy, and they're not being banned or not being put through pressure. What can you tell the public about that?
Yeah, I think that whatever we do, that's even for our local product, we do encourage them, call them to be certified. And currently we are having more than 108 products certified, and we do test more than 3,000 products within our lab. But for external, for imported product, all of them, you cannot even if they are in a language you cannot read, they cannot come onto the market.
Yes.
And even the kind of ingredient, especially for food product, you cannot put that product on the market. So that's, I can say that we treat them equally, and that's the requirement of World Trade Organization. You have to treat all business people at the same level, and avoid anything about barrier to trade. If they are complying, they have to comply to every standard, especially for country standard.
Sure.
And we treat them to the same level.
All right. So looking forward, what are we looking at in the next coming days? What are some of the things that you feel now you're able to do as a board that you're not able to do as a bureau?
Yeah, normally even the kind of enforcing standard, that was because now the Rwanda Standard Board will mainly be focusing on will be like a service provider instead of going on the market enforcing. That's when this issue you have been saying about maybe enforcing of standard sometimes having some challenge where maybe we are not everywhere. You have been understanding where like standard people claiming that standard are not well enforced, they are substandard. So once this inspection institution is created, it should be more staffed, and then they can be ready to enforce standard more. And Rwanda Standard Board concentrate on standard development, testing. We will establish more labs where even this kind of phone and when we want to test like phones, we do send them to other lab. And since we have now signed a contract with SGS, they do test, because for them they are everywhere in many countries.
Sure.
They have good lab. They were established more.
So you feel now there will be more impact?
Yeah, there will be more impact, and in terms of human resource,
Sure.
in terms of capacity, and even the Rwanda Standard Board, which will be service provider, will be able to provide more services in this area of, this area of standard certification and metrology.
Sure. As we close, there's someone who really feels that your communication skills as an institution or responding to questions is a bit weak.
Sure.
Yes, that you kind of almost don't respond to comments or questions on your social media platforms. You only tweet to tell people, but you never respond.
Sure. That's new for me, because that's
it's a message. Just take it back home. Let the team
because
talk about it.
We do communicate, and we do have even kind of talk shows. We do call media. We do, but even we have
maybe the call is do more.
Even that's why we have put this. We have a free call, 3250, where you can call for free. You ask any question, you have anything about standard, you will respond. So I think we
but
do, and we are ready to improve.
That's the most important.
And in the standard, we believe in what we call continual improvement. You keep improve. So if you say you are already there, we not improve. So we are ready to improve.
Thank you.
And the end of the sky.
Thank you so much, Antoine Mukunzi, for your time on One-on-One. Time is our limiting factor. We have to end at this particular point. Asante sana for being on One-on-One.
Okay, thank you very much.
Sure. Now, there you have it, Antoine Mukunzi of the Rwanda Standards Board, right here on One-on-One. Thank you so much for your feedback. Keep the conversation going on our Twitter page, and of course, use the hashtag 101RW. Goodbye for now. I'm Eugene Anangwe. Goodbye.